Alright, hello again everybody. This is Derek and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming and miniature live stream. Excuse my voice, dang. I'm losing my voice. All these live streams I've been doing. Okay, I'm reaching for something to drink. Bear with me. Okay, I'm in the middle of breakfast. That's why the flag is covering my camera. And I want to go ahead and just finish up my breakfast. It's a medieval breakfast. And we're going to be painting. Hopefully I'll be able to finish these guys on camera. I've been kind of cold this morning, more so than normal. I just couldn't get warm. I don't know. But I'm feeling good right now, though. I'm feeling good. I got up early enough to do this and basically have breakfast and everything, but I just was moving really slow and being old and cold. But now I'm doing okay. Now I'm doing okay, guys. So so far these guys have been like a 3-day project. Got 90 English Longbowmen. The first units for my 100 Years' War English Army. And they're, the game system is Meg, Mortem et Gloriam. And the army list is the late English, which is weird because there's an early and a late. And the early stops 1 year before Agincourt. I'm thinking that and Agincourt was basically a battle that took place in the middle of the 100 Years' War. Not the beginning, like I suspected, and not at the end. It didn't end the 100 Years' War. It kept going. But, you know, you get the impression from the Shakespeare play Henry V that Agincourt was the end, but it's not. And also, the 100 Years' War did last for approximately 100 years. So most of the people that started the war did not finish the war. It's weird. A lot of things I'm learning. I'm yelling at you guys. I'm sorry. But a lot of things I'm learning while researching the units and the battlefields and the personalities and the uniforms. I have this little inside joke that that I kind of stole from G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. So I treat knowing as research. The legwork, you gotta read, you got to do all your preparations and stuff like that. I think that's half of the hobby. And this is where the joke comes in. The other half is putting all your miniatures together and painting them, right? Assembly, and because after you do the preparation, then you got to actually put it into effect. So you gotta put everything together. And then I have a third half of the battle, which is actually playing the battle. Playing games, putting figures on the table, rolling dice. So you got 3 halves. I know it should be like thirds, but that's where the joke comes in. It's not funny, it's just, So these guys right here, well, not this. This is actually arrows stuck in the ground. But this right here is I'm talking between bites. So I apologize. But these guys right here are the dedicated longbowmen. These guys right here are the longbowmen that are going to be assigned to men-at-arms. This is 5 units, which is the most you can have. That's not the most. Let me lie about that. There's technically, well, 5 units is the maximum number of units. Okay, don't get me wrong. 5 units is maximum. But these guys could have been doubled, right? So I could have 2 groups this size. This is 5 bases. 5 sticks, which is 10 bases. Which is 5 units. And these are one of these must have a full unit of these. So this is 5 units as well. So 5 units here, 5 units there with man-at-arms. But if I really wanted to, which I don't, but if I really wanted to, I could double this and have 10 units of longbowmen. That's one of the options, is to get rid of the men-at-arms and convert them into just longbowmen. But I wanted to have men-at-arms. Now, in the army list, you can get men-at-arms separately in their own units. I thought about that. Have billmen, longbowmen, and men-at-arms units all separate. But the default is longbowmen and men-at-arms mixed. They're almost finished. I only have a couple of colors left to do on them, and they should be ready for washing. The camera's in the wrong place. I have the camera pushed too close to the figure so you can't really see what's going on over here. But I needed room to eat my breakfast. And I turned my face cam off so that you didn't have to watch me eat over here. You can probably hear me on the microphone. And it probably wouldn't bother half of you guys, but there's always somebody that gets bothered with the silliest things. And I've got everything already packaged and ready to ship. I'll just take it out to the mail after the live stream. So I plan to end around 11-ish, 11:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. Remember, I'm Central Time. That would be about noon Eastern. Okay, I am done. Let me put this away. I guess I could leave it right there. Okay, let's get this camera positioned properly. See if I can not stick the tripod in my food. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Let me tighten that up so it doesn't roll around. There we go. Let me adjust my mask. And my camera roll. There I am. My ugly mug. Okay, let me turn this light on so I can half see what I'm doing. There we go. I am ready. Let's get to... Oh, this isn't the way. Not my favorite flavor, but it's one of... It's okay. Strawberry Dream. My favorite is the orange dreamsicle. Okay, so I've put the major colors already on these guys, right? In the proportions that I wanted, but I left a few things open, a few colors or a few places on their attire that was going to be blank or not painted or whatever the term I'm looking for. And I'm going to go in and do a little bit of random just so that, you know, because the longbow units were, you know, individuals basically. They were not retinue. Okay, what's going on with this glove? I put it on upside down. Okay, gotcha. I was like, why is my thumb not going in? Because it was in the pinky hole. Ah, there we go. Get this microphone a little bit closer so you can hear me better. There we go. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm only going to put a couple of drops because I'm only putting it on a couple of figures. And I don't really remember where or who I'm putting it on, but that's okay because it's going to be randomized. Okay, now I remember about these guys. I did yellow on one sleeve, and I was going to put blue on the other. I remember that. And then one of these guys, like this guy has yellow and red sleeves. And they have these cloth aventails. Now these guys, these five guys, yeah, these 5 units, I did a little more uniform. A little more, not completely. And then when I get to the men-at-arms, I'll basically do them up. Okay, you can't see because I'm a little bit off camera here. So what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of that. Okay, there we go. Okay, that worked. Okay, on this stick I'm doing green sleeves. Now on all the Longbowmen, those and these, their pants were all randomized color-wise. And I was noticing that my Blue Moon Longbowmen, almost every one of them is wearing a padded gambeson. And no tabard or anything over them. And there's a very good breakdown of their models, of their packaging. You're getting about 3 of every pose. And so that tells me you get 10 poses because there's 30 models in a bag. And I'm not using just straight green either. I've got a color, it's called green, but I'm not using it. I'm actually using a German camouflage color called splinter green. That's this guy right here. The reason why is the splinter green dries a little faded, which I wanted the green to be faded. Like they've been out in the field for a long time or something. And the color is kind of left their outfits. Remember? 100 years? Even though I'm sure these individuals are not out there for 100 years. Okay. Wow, I didn't even need 2 drops. I probably could have did that with 1 drop. Um, might not even use that color. Okay, the blue. You've noticed I've been using Viking blue as opposed to just straight blue. Again, it dries. It looks a little whitish, a little faded. It gives the effect that I'm looking for. Okay, we're gonna go with 1 drop this time. Barnes says, "Hey, good afternoon." Hey, Barnes. It's morning where I'm at. I don't know where you're at. But it is just after 9 o'clock. Close to, I don't know, 9:30. Now, if they have a tabard on, like if it's on top of their armor, on top of their shirt, I painted it white. And I'm planning on putting a red cross on it. Should be fairly easy to paint. Yeah, none of these models have the cross like in the mold. Okay, I think I will be using that gray. Okay, I didn't do any of their arrows. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And when I say I didn't do the arrows, I mean, I'm talking about the fletching. Okay. So when I make meg villages in 15 millimeter, I use 10 millimeter. Maybe I don't. Oh, hold on now. I'm trying to remember. I wonder if my Roman buildings are 15 millimeter. But basically, it's a building template or a town template or something like that. And all the ones I've made so far have been the full size, the Maximus. I think I need to make some Magna templates, which are just 2/3 the size. Okay. No, I'm gonna put gray on those. Okay, these are red, that's green. Okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe I am gonna use blue. Okay, we'll see. And I'm just using the heraldry prime colors. like blue, yellow, red, green, you know, all those. What is it? Azure, ghouls, vert, or argent. Those are heraldic terms for the colors, which I think is just Italian. I don't even think it's French. I think it's Italian or Latin. Touch up on that pants. There we go. Okay, so that's probably that color. Gray is gonna be my uh, it's gonna be my like fill in the blanks color. That makes sense. And it's not gray. This is like light gray. Again, looking for the faded. Okay. Just checking to make sure I didn't overlook something on these guys. And hit them up with some gray. Nope, they're all good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do some fletching. I used various colors on those guys for their fletching. An off-white would probably be more accurate. But I didn't want the fletching to blend in with the white surcoats. You know, and I thought of this the other day. I was like, specifically because of those miniatures right there, where the arrows are stuck in the ground, you know, so that they can pull them up and shoot them faster or whatever. And I thought to myself, why are they sticking their arrows in the dirt? Won't they rust or become, you know, useless or whatever? My, and then I thought about it and I was like, they don't care if it rusts. First of all, they don't care if it gets dirty or, because what they're going to do is they're going to pull them out and they're going to shoot them and they're never going to see them again. They're not going to go retrieve their arrows. This isn't Dungeons and Dragons. And they don't care if it's dirty when it hits the enemy. Or even rusty. Well, damn. Slipped. Gotta clean that gray off of his jacket. Okay, it's done. That's clean. That's good. That was quick. Okay, I think I might have overlooked a guy over here, so let me double check. The guy that has the arrow in his bow. There we go. All right. And if it means they can get their arrows downrange faster, then of course they're going to do it. I think after I take a break at 11, put my boxes out in the mail, maybe have a small bite to eat, I might play some Star Citizen this afternoon. I got my ass handed to me last night. I went into a compound and there were guards everywhere. I think I cleared most of the surface. But in the rain and the snow and the darkness, I couldn't see all of them. And my mission was not to take out the guards, but I was attempting to take out all the guards. And that wasn't my mission. Okay. I think, therefore I am. No, I think that we got all the main colors, primary colors out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Push them all together. All right, perfect. We're going to do helmets and arrowheads. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Hold on. Back up. Back it up. Back it up. Okay. I'm just checking something on these guys. To make sure that I've done it. Looks like I did. Okay. Except for these guys. Okay. Let's go ahead and find that gray again. Sword sheaths. Most of them are carrying daggers. But some of them are carrying swords. And I just want to make sure all their sheaths are painted. All right. That's all good. Now we're going with helmets and arrowheads. And that's going to be on everybody. Let's see what you got in the chat here before we move on to the next caller. Okay, Barnes, you're in the UK. Gotcha. What did you say? You're just finished highlighting blue on a few of my 50mm German medievals. Okay, so you're working on some German medievals. Okay, that's cool. Super cool. What rule system are you using? I've tried a lot of different ancient and medieval rule systems, and most of them fell short. But Meg seems to work really good for me. And if you're curious, I'm using plate mail metal. It's not as bright as like chainmail silver, but it's not as dull as gunmetal. It's kind of in the middle. And I feel that steel is just a little bit too bright as well. Yeah, the Army Painter plate mail is perfect. I talked to Army Painter about demonstrating or reviewing or previewing their Fanatic line because I personally am a little bit interested to know how good it is. And I wanted to share that with everybody, and I thought it would be a benefit for everybody. But they told me that they were not interested. It's probably because I only have like 10,000 subscribers. And I probably would give an honest appraisal. And they might want somebody that would just give them a positive. I would give them a positive if it's a good product. But every color that's in the Fanatic line, I pretty much already have. So I'm not going to go rush out and order a $300 Fanatic starter set of colors that I already have. But if I run out of a color, I plan to order a Fanatic replacement. My understanding is the Fanatics have a higher pigment rate. So better coverage. I'm really curious to know what the yellow does. On top of a non-white. I know Vallejo changed their mix as well. Vallejo has actually gone with a bigger bottle. It doesn't appear to be bigger, but it is. It's 1 milliliter bigger. See, they went from the 17 milliliters to this 18 milliliter. Just looking at the bottle, it doesn't look like it, but the top of the bottle is wider. That's probably where they get the extra milliliter. Now I labeled, you can't see it, but I painted a strip white on the base and labeled them so I would know what battle group they were in. I guess in Meg it would be called a tug. I think tomorrow, I'm going to stream again tomorrow, I think. And I think I'm going to do some rebasing of my Napoleonic figures. And I think I'm going to take some pictures for my marshals and general rules. I'm not sure exactly. I might do some of that today. The picture taking, that is. But yeah, I want to get back to working on my marshals and general rules. Rebasing is time consuming. I can do about 3 to 4 units an hour. That's 6 bases per unit. 4 figures per base. But I had based pretty much all my French, and then I um, thought that I wanted to change the way I was going to base my figures. So then I based all my British, and then I struggled to decide how I was going to do it. Was I going to do it the French way or was I going to do it the British way? And I decided the French way works best with my concept of the rules. So all my British, I think I've got to rebase them. That's okay. I also think that I want to paint some black powder miniatures for the store. I've done some World War II last week. I think I'm going to do some French black powder. Probably 4 battalions or something like that. That's close to 100 figures. I have a bunch of loose French models. I'm going to gather all them together. And then I might have to pull some French out of my store. Some sprues. That'll be a last resort. This is going pretty good. Pretty good. It's only helmets and arrowheads. Every one of these guys, well, not everyone, but 99% of them have a gambazon on. So I'm going to have to treat the units as protected. They're not fully armored. That would be like plate or chain. I didn't paint the backs of their... What? Okay, there's a couple of them here that need to be touched up. Their sleeves. I either overlooked it or... Yeah, it looks like I overlooked them. Okay, so we'll stick him out there. Mark him with that. I got to do a little touch up on that. So I watched this guy on YouTube. He's been doing reaction videos to the MCU, right? He's already seen all the MCU movies, but he's bringing his friend in, and she's reacting, and he's kind of like a guide. It's kind of a cool setup the way what they've got, and he released a video this morning solo, but it wasn't the MCU, it was Squid Game. And I watched probably the first half of the first season, and he's doing this reaction because I'm curious. I would like to hear his opinion or see if he likes it or doesn't like it. He enjoyed it thoroughly, but the first half of the movie, or this show, the first episode, I didn't recognize it. I must have missed all of it. Because I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. But then again, a lot of times my wife will start a show and then I'll wander in after the fact. And I might have missed like the first 15 minutes. And that first 15 minutes might have changed my desire to watch the rest of the season. Because it really did set a picture that I really didn't get when I watched it. And after about half the season, I quit. I just said, it's all right. You know, it wasn't for me. But now I kind of feel like I'm invested. I've been watching Silo. They just wrapped up their second season. I like the series. I think it's engaging. It's fun to watch. It's a little slow, but I'm okay with that. And I can tell you this without a shadow of a doubt. The first episode is what really got me excited about that show. And I'll try not to give you too many spoilers, but in that show, there's a character that I grew to love in the first, I don't know, 15 minutes. And I thought this character, I'm trying to avoid saying something. I thought this character was the main character. I was like, oh, okay, we got a main character going on here. And I'm digging it. And then this character dies. I think it was the first episode. It might have been first, second, third episode, something like that. But I was like, the main character just died? Oh my gosh. But that person was not the main character, obviously. And I've loved it ever since. When I initially put these units together, I thought I was going to put all Blue Moon in one unit. You know, just to make them stand out. You know, as something different. But then I thought about it and I was like, nah. I should intermix them with all the other units. So every unit will have a variety of figures. And I basically broke them down into poses. And then I gave every unit one guy from each pose. Old Glory's got this one pose that outnumbers all the others. So the units would have two guys from that pose. Okay. And I had to use a bunch of guys that I didn't want to use. just because I needed the numbers. Remember the guy with his hand all the way back? I didn't want to use that guy, but I had to use him. Wow, it's already 10:30. I thought I would have gotten at least to the wash by now. I'm going to press on and see what we can get done by 11 or 11:30. Leather belts, red crosses. And that's it. That's all I got left. They're belt pouches. I'm just going to, I was planning on just painting them leather. Not lead. That would be horrible. I could probably force, but I don't want to force. I'm just going to give myself an extra drop. Oh, I'm going to be using that one. Well, I guess I ate up some of the time at the very beginning by literally eating my breakfast. And then 5 of them I had to do, well, maybe not 5, but some of them I had to do their arms. All right. Okay. Okay. See if this blue is still active. Nope. Okay. About half a drop. Because there's only 2 things. Of their sleeve. Like the front half I already did. But I must have overlooked doing the back side of their sleeve. All right. Okay, we're going to do some red crosses. Not going to use this brush, it's too big. And it's only going to be on the guys with the white tabards. Okay, I am a little curious. Do the English have white crosses on their backs as well? Is it front and back? I think it is. I think it's front and back. I know there were some that had like crosses over their heart, just a cross over here. But for my army, I'm just going to do big crosses. So everybody and their brother can see it from 3 feet away. Okay. It's a fine balance of enough paint, but not too much. Unlike the Burgundians who had red X's, boy, this is more time consuming than I thought it would be. Glad I checked. I didn't do their backs. English cross, that was the cross of St. George, right? I think I'm remembering that correct. It's not St. Crispin. Or Crispian, as they might say. This is I call it a tongue moment. Where you stick your tongue out because you're concentrating. Trying to get it right. Okay, we're getting there. It's just taking a second. And I'm not, even though I am trying to get it as straight as possible, I'm not upset if there's a little squiggle in it. A couple of different reasons. One is it's on fabric. Okay, this guy I'm gonna give a chest cross. Yeah, it's the shirt or the tabard that they're wearing. It's not it's not perfectly tight. It's kind of got a lot of folds in it. And also, I think that it's not painted or anything like that on the tabard. I think it's like red fabric strips are sewn into the tabard. So it's okay if it squiggles a little bit. Now I'm curious, did the English put this cross on their armor, or their non-white tabards? Wait, that guy on the end is white? Okay. It's faded, but yeah, it's white. Okay. Got an itchy nose. Just stay tuned to the channel. When I get these guys finished eventually, I'll post them up as part of my 100 Years War project update. And I'll have some close-ups. When they're all based up and ready to go. And it's not like a Christian cross, where the cross, like the crucifix, this is more like a plus sign. It's even. I'm eager to put the model down so I can move on to the next stick. But I'll look at the back of the model and say, oh, I didn't even do the back. I noticed like 3 or 4 times I was ready to set it down. All right, only 2 more. I find myself rushing, so I need to consciously slow down. I'm so close to the end, I'm like, let's get there. But just like speed paints, you gotta slow it down. You can't use speed paints. Okay, last but not least. I think my red is starting to dry up. It doesn't want to flow off the brush as good. We'll wet the brush. Maybe that'll help it. Oh yeah. Made a big difference. All right, all the crosses are done. Okay, leather pouches. I'm going to have to do that later. It's already 11 o'clock. I need to get my packages out. And I need to get ready for maybe something a little later. Yeah, once I get the leather on there, then I can wash them and base them and do all that stuff. So I'll try to do all that tonight or later. Maybe not tonight, but later. Yeah. Fantastic Battles is the name of the Rule set. I don't think I've ever heard of that. And the Hussites, weren't they like real early? Like almost biblical? They're not. So the Germans would be like tribal Germans. Right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know my Hussite history. But you're replacing some of your Vallejo with AK. Yeah, I like AK. AK's got some good pigment. But the new Vallejo is pretty strong on its pigment as well. And I've started getting this Atom. It's from MiG. That says ammo, but MiG is the company. And Ammo was their paint line for a long time. And Atom is their new bottle. This is 20 milliliters. It's a pop top, and it has a mixing ball already inside. You know, there's a ball inside there, and the pigment is really strong. So you should pick up a couple of these just to check them out, just to see what they're like. But I really like the Atom. I have other MiG. These are all Vallejos. I don't know what my. Oh wait, here we go. Like here's an older. This is the way they used to bottle them. This is also an ammo, but this is not an Atom. And this is your standard 17 milliliters, but it does have a mixing ball already inside. And the pigment is the same as Vallejo and AK. So the original Vallejo. The new Vallejo, the ones that come in these bottles are they have a stronger pigment. Just so you know. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the stream, especially blues and reds. Yeah. Blues and reds, especially if you prime with dark colors. But I found I've got this Atom yellow, and it does a pretty good job of covering. I don't know if you can see the yellow, guys, but that was actually painted on top of this dark brown. I brush primed with gray, right? Vallejo gray. But then I went back over the model with dark brown. Not grim brown. Not black brown. Where are you at? Not chocolate brown. Shit, I don't know where my dark brown is. Did I put it at the bottom? Oh, that's red brown. Hell, I lost my dark brown. I don't know. That's not it. This is leather. Well, this is the MIG dark brown. I don't think that's the one I used. No burnt umber, none of that stuff. That's grim. That's flat brown. I didn't use that. I used dark brown. I don't think I used this one. Maybe I did. Maybe I used this one. But basically, I covered them in dark brown, and then I went to painting. Sometimes I like to go like really dark. You know, like really dark on the brown. But, because flesh and armor paint really well on top of brown, and if you miss something, it's great. It's a great line between colors, and it's also good for shadows. Okay, I don't think there's anything white that I need to paint. Okay, I can put that one up. This is the last color. But I'm not going to do that today, or at least not in the next 30 minutes or an hour. I'm going to take my packages out, and then I'm going to get ready to do a Star Citizen live stream. So if you want to come back in about 45 minutes, I will be probably playing Star Citizen. Okay, I got your chat here, but it's not on YouTube. That's weird. It says livery badges were mass produced and given out to the troops to sew on themselves. Okay, that's good. That's good knowledge to know. Yeah, I thought they were sewn on. So yeah, appreciate that. Okay, so you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will maybe see you in 45 minutes, or maybe I won't. You know, just depending on what your likes and dislikes are.